Ja, ikke sant. Veien. God morgen. It is really early. I'm not sure if it's more in the middle of the night than early in the morning.
It's in the middle of the night. It's 3 o'clock, and we have to say welcome to 2025 Zalaris Norseman Extreme Triathlon and the live stream.
It's going to be a really, really cool day. We're going to cover the whole day, not in one piece, obviously, but we're going to make short segments during the whole race, the whole day, until the very last finisher is crossing the finish line. But before we start, we just want to give a short introduction. With me here, I have Jakob Jakobsen. Jakob has finished 5 Norsemans in his life. It is a little bit of time between the last finish and this year, but it is good to have you back here, Jakob.
Thank you, Christian, and you also have finished 5 times, and you forgot to tell that I also been your support. So we hope that we can bring some experience to you guys that's watching us today. And we want to give you like the inside from the race the whole day. And the plan is that we're going to follow like a little bit more in the middle of the pack than the front this year to show what normal people can do and how to push limits, because this is going to be cool, I think. Really.
Yeah, for sure. And what we're actually seeing now is the bike check-in. We are now in T1, transition 1 here in Eidfjord. We can't see much of the weather. It's pitch dark. We have lighting everywhere here, so the athletes can find their place. And what is happening is that the support and the athletes are bringing their bikes and the necessary gear that they need to get going on the bike into T1. And a normal T1, Jakob, in the triathlon is kind of easy to organize. It isn't that hard here either, but I think there's a lot of nerves here.
Yes, it's different because you have to prepare everything before you go on the ferry. So the athletes started showing up here about 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, and they bring a little bit more equipment to this changing zone than they usually do. They have to wear a reflective vest, and the bikes have to have lights in front and back. But else, you don't need much more. But of course, a lot of the athletes bring a little bit more than they probably need, but you know, just in case. So what they do, they check in here, and then they have to go over to the ferry and check in there for before I think 3:45, because the ferry leaves at 4 o'clock, and if you're not there, you're not starting.
And that is, you know, that is crucial, at the least, to actually be on the ferry when it goes. And there's no plan B here. If you're not on the ferry when it leaves, Norseman is finished for you. But this is also a really cool place to be. As we see here, a lot of support and crew as well are here early in the morning. There's a lot of local people here working voluntarily at Norseman. And I would say 99.99 of the people who are working today on this fabulous race are here just because they really want to be here. But Jakob, should we take a little walk around and speak a little bit with the athletes, speak a little bit with the crew, and see what's going on?
Yes, I think we do.
We also want to say that you can post questions, and we will try to answer them as good as we can during the day. Hi.
Hi.
Is it okay to ask you a couple of questions? How has the check-in been so far? Are people nervous?
No, people are nervous, yes, but going on very well.
Yeah. What do you check on the bikes when they get in?
Brakes and lights and lights back and brake
Yeah. The things are normally in order.
Yeah. Someone have some problems, but we fix it.
Yeah. So you help the athletes, Scoot.
We help this one.
A screwdriver.
Yeah, you can do much with a screwdriver. Yeah. And the lighting, of course, and the reflective vests are, of course, because of the tunnels going up in the Mobbe Valley. And there's been kind of an evolution as well when it comes to the lighting and the reflective vests. If you go back like 10, 15 years, there was a lot of big reflective vests, which was not as aerodynamic maybe as they could be.
No, they could have been more aerodynamic, and we looked a little bit at the finish times back in the days, and it's quite amazing, I think, to see how the winter times has really gotten better, and there has been, I think, a lot of changes with both the bikes, the equipment, with everything, both on the bike ride and also the running part with the new shoes and everything. So a lot of things have changed. I think in 2011, Henrik Oftedal won at 10 hours and 59 minutes or something, and now the record is 9 hours and 23 minutes. So it's something has changed for sure.
Yeah, a lot have happened, and we also see here on the bike that a lot of bikes here are normal time trial bikes, and you can say at least that it has happened a lot on the bike side. So internal cabling, electronic shifting, but we also see that a lot of the bikes are older time trial bikes, which are doing just fine today. But we also see normal road bikes as well, with the clip-on bars. We see bottle cages behind the saddle. We see integrated systems, which are kind of it's much faster than they were like 10 years ago. So the solutions have evolved, of course. But we also see here that the athletes are choosing different strategies when it comes to clothing. I have seen 2 or 3 persons who actually have their wetsuits full on already. And it may be a little bit warm before the start. It's a long time to walk around in the wetsuit before you jump into the water.
It's still 1.5 hours till start, so yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But I'm going to ask you a question, because you're mentioning time trial bikes and road bikes, and I remember that was a big discussion earlier. What is the best choice, and what do you think?
Well, I have basically tried every possible solution during those 5 years. I've ridden a normal time trial bike, I've ridden a normal road bike, and I've also built an aero bike with time trial bars. With normal bars with the gearing in the center, and I have come to the conclusion that the normal time trial bike with high profile wheels, maybe a disc wheel, is the best solution for Norseman. And we spoke to Christian Grue yesterday, we spoke to Hans Christian Tungesvik, we spoke to Flora College, and all of them are using conventional time trial bikes with a disc wheel and a high profile front wheel, carbon wheel, and we all see that is the fastest way to go. But we also see that the hypothesis in earlier days was that it was so much uphill on Norseman that you needed a lighter bike which was easier to climb on. But the fact is that the fast sections of Norseman, especially Hardangervidda Plateau, but also Vastuland, the second plateau, and the top of Mount Ivningfjell, is actually so flat and so long that the aerodynamic gain that you can get there will help you so much. And then modern time trial bikes are also descending pretty decently compared to early time trial bikes.
But now you're talking about the elite or maybe the best athletes. What about more the middle of the pack, the not so good riders?
I feel that it depends on how good you're accustomed to the bike. If you're not able to contain a good sitting position on the bike. Like Hans Christian Tungesvik, that we see now entering, he's checking his brakes right now on his way into T1. If you're not able to sustain a sitting position like Hans Christian on a bike like that, it may be better to choose a less aggressive bike during the day. But at the same time, the aerodynamic gains on wheels, like we see on Hans Christian's bike here, is pretty massive. You can save a lot of watts here, and of course, if you say that you can gain like 10 watts on choosing those wheels, you can gain some watts on lighter pulley wheels and everything like that. If you add them all together during a day with 180 kilometers, the gains will actually add up to minutes. So the short answer, if you can stay in the aero bars, I think it's a good idea. But the drag that you get from normal hoods on a road bike, they will cost you time, they will cost you watts, but it depends on what you're able to do. You chose rather conventional road bike setup, didn't you?
If I had a choice, I had a road bike and I used that one. So, but I chose comfort before. I mean, I wasn't in that good shape, so I could sit aero for that long time. So, and that worked fine for me, and I had a pretty decent bike time as well. So. And it felt more secure. I've tried the time trial bikes, but it feels a little bit more secure, especially going downhill, I think. So.
And of course, one of the biggest evolutions the last years has obviously been brakes. And before, normal rim brakes was the only way to go. Today we have disc wheel brakes also on time trial bikes. And we see, like here, this is a conventional bike with rim brakes, and basically you brake right onto the carbon of the rim, and that works really well when it's dry conditions. You don't Speedmax bike here will give you very, very consistent braking power, even though if it's raining, even though if there's dirt on the.
Talking about the weather, I checked the weather conditions today, and there is supposed to be rain during the day, and especially from Imingfjell. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works. I don't know if you get to see it, but I've seen it myself riding together with another guy. I think it's on the carbon list is cork brakes.
Yeah, cork or you can choose between cork or kind of a plastic rubber mix, but yeah, they don't brake as well as the normal brake pads on aluminium wheels, which have like small parts of metal in them to make more friction. But if you have those brake pads on carbon wheels, you will basically break down the wheels and you can't use it. But of course, the disc brakes, not the disc wheels, but the disc brakes have given a lot of confidence to a lot of athletes, which have been, kind of nervous down the bad descents, and there are some serpentine turn descents here at Norseman, which are kind of tricky, especially when the weather is bad and you have like fog and bad control into the turns. But let's see if we can have a close a little chat with some of the.
Because there is kind of crowded right here.
Yeah. So. See if we can take a look at some of the bikes. Hei, kunne vi bare spørre deg spørsmål?
Det lov.
Yeah. Hi, what is your name?
My name is Audun Berg.
Audun, who are you supporting?
I'm supporting my good friend Ivo over here.
Hi Ivo, hi. Good morning.
Good morning.
How has the preparations been now the last hour since the pre-race meeting?
I've been a bit emotional, feeling it getting close.
Is this the first time you do Norseman?
Yeah, it's my first time. Yeah.
How long has it been since you started thinking about maybe doing Norseman till you got a slot in the race?
14, 15 years maybe.
Wow, and you have applied ever since?
Yeah.
Wow, and I understand that this is quite emotional for you. Did you sleep tonight?
Not very well, no.
Where is your bike?
It's right here.
Right here, the Canyon. We actually spoke a little bit about the evolution of the bikes here at Norseman, because if you wind the clock back like 10-15 years, a lot of the bikes were normal road bikes with clip-on bars. There were rim brakes. It has happened a lot here. The solutions here, we see integrated drinking systems, right?
Yeah. I feel it's good because then I can be very aero and drinking as well. Yeah. And it's also very flexible because I can take the straw higher up when I'm sitting up as well. But it's all about getting the cockpit as comfortable as possible. Comfortable beats aero.
Yeah, and
in the long run.
Yeah, and that's a good point. We actually spoke about it's the position that you can sustain during the day which counts. But when it comes to gearing, Ivo, what do we see here?
Yeah, so I have a cassette bike with the 31 as the smallest, so I changed that before the race to just have one more to go on. So if I need to use it, so I like to change the way I push in the hills, so I can have it very light and then I can have it heavy. So I like to change it a lot.
We are going to ride quite a bit of distance before you can see the support. The first place that you can see the support is pretty far up in the valley here. Do you have some gear to help yourself if there's like a puncture or stuff like that?
Yeah, so I have gas and tools in the box right here. So I'm self-sufficient if I have to.
Fantastic. Last question, Ivo. Do you have any fears for today?
No.
You're well prepared.
Yeah.
Ivo, we wish you the very best of luck to both you and your support. Stay safe, and savor the moment and make this a day who counts.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
I have another comment because this is also a very nice setup, and this is something you don't see that often in triathlons. But here you actually have a chair, which is kind of comfortable and maybe a smart move coming up from the cold water. So
you don't see this at Kona, Hawaii.
You don't see that, I think, anywhere else than here in Eidfjord.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing here. You can actually choose to do it in your way. You have your space, and how you choose to make your space work, that is up to you. We have seen shares, when it comes to shares, we have seen a lot of shares in transition too, and I guess we will this year as well. People are kind of tired. It's good to sit down, and we have seen people sitting maybe a little too long in T2 as well.
We have seen, we know actually one guy who's been sitting that long that he got not the black t-shirt but the white one, wasn't it?
Yeah. But let's take a further walk here and see if we can hook up with some other athletes and see what they choose to do here at T1 in Eidfjord. I think that we also see the bike here from one of the general sponsors, Hans-Petter Mellerud. I guess that he has entered the boat already, or going to the ferry, but we see here a comfortable but aerodynamic setup with a disc wheel. The Zalaris logo here on the disc, of course, the title sponsor here at Zalaris Norseman. But we also see there's not much of a drop, because a drop is basically the difference between the saddle and where you place your elbows. And the more aggressive that is, the lower you go, but also there's a chance of losing power. And as Ivo, which we just met, said, that comfort beats aero over the long run. And I think this is a sustainable way to stay in the bars. And we also see here, because we are going into the tunnels here up Moby Valley, that Hans-Petter has attached a rear light very aerodynamically. This is custom behind the saddle, and also a small light here in front of the aero bars. And everything is ready in his box. He has his shoes and he has a small reflective vest, which is really aerodynamic, I guess.
And I think it's nice, or it's also good to mention that they have the trackers on the bikes right now, and you can also follow the race on race trackers. So
yeah, and they're really they are really live. They're really reactive. So you can hold the day, you can follow your athlete, and you can see who are leading, and the numbers are. They're correct, and we also are going to give you some updates during the day on both the male and the female race, of course. And we spoke with some of the favorites yesterday, so if you haven't seen that, go into the playlist on YouTube, at the same place where you are right now, actually. And you can see interviews with Flora College, Christian Grue, and Hans Christian Tungesvik, to mention some of them. And we will try to speak with as many of them as we can on the ferry. Try to follow this guy, I guess. Yeah.
I guess I just... Yeah.
Yeah. Is it possible to ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah, I guess.
Short question.
Sure.
Have you slept tonight?
Yeah, we went to bed at about 7 o'clock.
And what is your name?
Duran Hines.
From which
Denmark.
country? From Denmark.
Yeah.
I see that you have done the Sweden Extreme
Yes.
Triathlon. Is that the way that you qualified for Norseman?
No, I qualified on X points. I did 4 SP5s last year. I did Swissman in 22. I did Swedman in 21.
And when you see SP1, that is solo point.
Solo point 5, yeah, SP5s, yeah.
Yeah. Can we ask you a couple of questions of your bike,
Sure.
the setup?
Yeah.
What do we see here? What kind of bike is this?
It's a Trek Crockett. It's an old cross bike. It has semi-high profile wheels, disc brakes, hydraulic, and then I've put on these extensions.
Yeah, and you see.
Yeah, it's Di2. Yeah, I use electronic gears. Yes.
So when it comes to now aerodynamics and comfort, where have you put the focus?
Well, I'm 56 years old, and I'm more interested in comfort at this point. I'm just not fast enough to make the aerodynamics a big thing. So, yeah. Plus, I don't want to buy a bike that I use twice a year.
Is it possible to describe the feeling that you have right now?
Yeah, I'm nervous. I mean, this is like my 63rd triathlon, but it's still nerve-wracking, especially because this is the triathlon that got me into triathlon. Seeing the video to do that, and I've been applying every year since 2014 that I could. So I had a lot of points because of that.
People tend to, apply 10, 12, 13 years before they get there.
Yeah.
We wish you the very best of luck today. Stay safe.
Thank you.
And have fun.
Good. Bye.
I think that is so fantastic, and I get the goosebumps every time, both with Ivo and this guy, because I mean, to come here for them to experience this, it's just so fantastic, and I hope so much the best for them, because this is just like the greatest thing you can do for them. So,
And
cool. I mean, waiting 10, 12 years to come here.
And we spoke with Horek last year here, and as we said, you get a lot of people training to do this, but it's not only the 250 athletes who get to the start line, because Norseman has become so much bigger than just the athletes who show up here. People want to identify with the race, and they apply year after year after year. They stay in shape till the day that they actually get the chance. Some never will, some will never come here to Eidfjord, but they have, lived the Norseman style of life, which is a resilient, robust way of life. And as this guy said, he had raced like 60 triathlons to get here, but this is the one. And when it comes to that, Jakob, the same thing was with us as well. Abroad as well, Norseman is still the triathlon. I guess that we will say finished here in the T1 for now, and we'll head over to the ferry. Ja, det funker. bonfire beside the T1, and they do everything that they can that the atmosphere will give you.
40 meters away, but it looks calm, so it's going to be probably a nice swim.
Yeah, we're going to try to catch up with the safety manager, Jørgen Melu, which we spoke with yesterday on the pier. And but he said that, you know, the water is calm, the temperature is quite okay. We'll try to find out what the exact water temperature right now in Eidfjord is before we let the athletes jump in. We can actually, if we stop right now, we can see over there the point of the ferry where they will jump off when we come out to the start line, with all the beach flags, the Zalaris, the Stout, the Norseman logo there, and it's a 3-meter jump, isn't it, Jakob?
Yeah, 3 or 4 meters, I think. So it's kind of scary because it's you have all the people behind you, and also there's a lot of people in the water. And when they tell you to jump, you have to jump.
Yeah, and we have each year there's always 1 or 2 who actually chickens out on the jump, and some find it scary. And I remember a couple of times when we were there, we heard about athletes coming back with the ferry because they didn't want to do the jump. So maybe not every year, but it happens. It's a scary thing.
Absolutely, and also again with all the emotions and everything, and this is I think what a lot of the athletes have been waiting for. I mean, the moment when the doors open and you're ready to jump. It's hard to describe actually, but hopefully we get to see more of it from the inside in an hour.
Yeah, let's walk over. And this is also the point where the crew have to say goodbye to their athletes. Mm-hmm. We see white reflective vests gathering before in front of the hotel here in Eidfjord, the Vøringsfoss Hotel, the big white hotel. On athletes are herded into the ferry, and the cool thing is, you know, there are many ferries, but this year we have the old traditional ferry with the high jump, so people will get the full experience.
So here are all the supporters have left their athletes.
And they're
good morning, Bent.
Good morning, Bent. How is things?
Fantastic. Everything is fantastic.
Have you slept?
2 hours.
2 hours.
Best of luck.
Good luck. This is a passage for people. They're going into another world.
Yes.
Morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. Christian og Jakob.
Thomas Bryn. We're on the deck now.
Yeah.
And a lot of people who have followed the race over many years, but there's a lot of different ways to, you know, solve and what we are doing right now.
Yeah, it's now it's about 3.
We spoke to him yesterday about water temperature. Jørgen, what has happened with the water since yesterday?
It's very calm and very nice.
About earlier years, where how cold it actually has been. We have had 1 year where it was.
Because the dangers of the jump is actual water they will swim in, so that's a very good thing. Safety work is mostly about being prepared for unforeseen things, but apart from that, it seems very good actually. So
But you seem really calm. You always do, Jørgen, but the shoulders are even lower than normal.
Yeah, you know.
Everything in between, which are normally work.